What's up, everyone? Come check out the fish room live. Give you behind the scenes tour. Answer your questions, show you whatever you want to see. Fish room is doing good. Going through the ugly phase right now in my reef tank. Something that we all go through, that ugly phase, but here it is. It's almost feeding time for the fish, so they're getting ready for some food. That blue tank I've had for 7 years now. This is the Waterbox Peninsula 7225. Things are looking good. Get some more people in here and give you a tour. Let me know what you guys want to see. Welcome to the fish room. Saltwater fish room. We got some quarantine tanks over here. Where are you? I am in my fish room located in Boston, Mass, out of my home. Where are you from? Just trying to flip the camera. Looks like I'm locked. Yes, basement. This is a basement fish room. I have the Waterbox Peninsula 7225 tank. So I have the viewing side on the opposite side there, which will be soon finished into a family room. But we're not there just yet. But this tank's been up and running for a few months now. Everything is going good. Going through the ugly phase, as you can see. All the diatoms. Got a bunch of tanks. Got the Bergia breeding tank. Got a bunch of eggs in there. This is my quarantine tank here. These fish are going through their copper treatment. I use copper and nitrofurazone. I have a clown tang and then a set of angelfish, paired angelfish, both reef safe, so they have a few more days in quarantine. And then I will be putting them into the Waterbox Peninsula 7225. I have the coral quarantine tank. I do have a yellow tang in here. He is only in here for a couple more days, and then he will also go into the quarantine tank over here. I just didn't want to put too many fish in at once. And then down here, I have another tank with some fish that are also waiting for quarantine. The Royal Gamma died yesterday, unfortunately, but this is the Banggai Cardinal. So this is the mixing station. If you guys have questions about the mixing station, let me know. But super awesome mixing station here. Makes life so easy. Got a hose hooked up here so I can run salt water or RODI water through that hose. Makes water changes easy. It makes filling up ATO reservoir easy. Got the Waterbox 60.2 Aquarium Services LLC based out of Los Angeles. Shout out to Aquarium Services LLC out of Los Angeles. Your fish room sounds like ours. I'll have to check yours out. Do you have any YouTube videos on it? I just kind of finished building this. It took me a while to build. It's got everything I need in it. This is the best part about it, is having this laundry sink, clean my equipment, and then I have RODI water on top right here, so I can rinse off all my equipment. I have like a 2.5 gallon pressure tank that I put the RODI water in, and everything drains right into the sump, which pumps right outside. But I'll give you a quick tour of the corals here. There we go. So these corals were all from my fish pond. So if you guys have been following me for some time, you know I had a big fish pond. So I don't want to say I neglected it, but I could have done a lot better job taking care of it. So everything's in quarantine. I have Aptasia, but I have the Bergia nudibranchs. These are Aptasia eating nudibranchs here. You can see a bunch of eggs in the back. I'm waiting for these eggs to hatch. So once I get some more Bergias, I will throw them into this tank to clean that Aptasia up. One thing I have learned differently with reefing is to quarantine stuff. I didn't really have the availability or space to have quarantine tanks before. So I'm definitely doing things differently. So all my fish go through quarantine. All my corals will go through quarantine. This is just a 20-gallon long tank. I painted the back and the bottom black. It's really a nice little tank. So I'm going to keep this as a frag tank. And then I got the 40 here. I usually only break out this 40 when I need to quarantine fish. Otherwise, this is in the other room. But these fish are doing great. We're going to feed them in a little bit. I got some food right here. I'm just waiting for the food to defrost. This is my homemade fish food. I have videos on my YouTube of it. It's actually almost getting there. Yeah. So we're going to mix this up. I'm going to add some Celcon vitamins and some garlic. The reason for the garlic is because this Banggai Cardinal has been a very picky eater since he has gone into this tank. So if you guys got any questions about the fish room, if you want to check out the sump, you want to check out more of the tank, if you want to see the other side of the wall of this water box peninsula tank, just let me know. Show you guys whatever you want to see. Open Q&A. So let's get this fish food ready. So I'll shake up some Celcon. So I usually just use these little containers here. Mix up my food. Let it sit for 5 minutes. And then this is the garlic by Brightwell Aquatics. I love their products. They have so many good products, and they just have such a variety of everything, but I really like the Brightwell products. A little bit of that. And then I'm gonna have to put this over here for a second so I can give this a good mixing. And then we'll feed the fish. After this sits for 5 minutes, you guys will see a bunch of hungry fish. The fish love to eat, especially my tang. So I just give this a good mix up like that. Okay, this is homemade fish food. Got scallops in here, shrimp, tilapia, tuna, some dry rotifers, and some fish eggs, mainly for the mandarin. I do get my mandarin goby to eat this. He actually eats well. All right, so we'll let that sit. Give you guys a little bit more of a tour. Like I said, any questions, let me know in the comments. If there's anything you want to see, equipment-wise or what I'm running. For lighting here, I have the Radeon XR G30s Pros. Only have 2 on this tank, which I probably could go for a third, but at the price of these, I just stuck with the 2 for now. I do have a power meter, so I can check the power later, but there's a blue tang. He's ready for some food. I have the clownfish over here, and then the mandarin goby is right here. The clown and the goby have a very special bond. I had separated them for a while when I had the tang, not the clown and the goby. The tang and the goby have a special bond. I separated them for a while, and then when I put them back into this tank, I had the tang in here first, and then I added the mandarin, and the tang immediately went right up to the mandarin, and they kind of just hung out together. But they're in love with each other, which is quite something. So yeah, this is the fish room. Got lots of supplies in here, all sorts of medications, all sorts of additives, different food selections. And then over here, I got different testing equipment, a lot of HANA testers, a ton of ICP tests that I send into the lab when I need to test for stuff. And then over here, I have another cabinet of a bunch of stuff. So I got a ton of all for Reef and just a variety of products here. So there's the mandarin. Some nice fat and happy fish there. So is the tang. I added a ton of pods to this tank. I spent like $500 on pods, just adding a ton of pods. So the mandarin had a good selection of various pods. Loves his nori. Check that out, huh? If there's anything you guys want to see, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of the fish room, if you have questions or anything. I'm just here hanging out, getting ready to feed the fish. Just letting that food sit for a few minutes, and then we will turn off some pumps and get some fish fed. I'm very happy with how everything came out in this room. It definitely took me a while. I did things slowly. Like for instance, for the ceiling here, I like the black theme. I think it went well with the color. And I used PVC ceiling tiles. So I wanted to make sure everything I did, I was keeping in mind that this room is going to have a lot of moisture and I don't want any mold growing. So I went with the PVC ceiling tiles, which I think was a good option. And then I have an exhaust fan here, which pulls air outside the room out to the outdoors. And then I have an input fan here, which brings in conditioned air from the upstairs. There's a Tang going for some nori. This Tang gets super excited when I put food in this tank. It goes crazy. Let me show you the other side real quick, what it looks like. Here's the reef pond. Still have the reef pond. Nothing is really living in here. But this is was my temporary storage when I moved. So I kind of threw everything in here. Spent a ridiculous amount of money in electricity because I'm in the basement. So this is just out in the open. At least with my fish room, it retains the heat. Ton of fishing gear. Don't mind the mess. We're just here to look at the tank, not judge. So here is the tank from the other side. This will all be finished. There'll be, trim around the tank. This will all be sheetrocked. It'll look good once it's done. Spent a lot of time getting some good rockscape to make sure I was happy with how it came out. I wanted a lot of swim caves, and I think it came out pretty well. See, that's what I want right there. The fish just swim through the holes. Oh, he changes. He must have heard me. Okay, let me know if you guys have questions. You want to see it. There's the mandarin. I'm getting sick of looking at this ugly face. I wish it would just kind of be done. I was thinking about adding some GFO. I don't know if that's the right thing to do with the ugly face. This is probably the worst ugly stage I've had in a tank. I've had a lot of reef tanks, but I've never added GFO. So I think I just need to wait it out another month or two and see what happens. I did do a partial water change the other day. Things were looking better, but then it got worse overnight. Maybe I fed too much yesterday. Look at the colors on that, huh? Gorgeous. So this will be pretty cool once this family room is done, being able to sit here and look at this tank, but not take up any room inside the family room. And also being able to see through and see the other tanks. I just think it's really cool. All right, it's been about 5 minutes, so I think it's time to feed our fish. So let's go get some food and feed our fish. Lots of reefing stuff everywhere. Tridents, just all sorts of stuff. That's the vent that goes outside. I just have it going right out through the window. The old reef pond. That'll be coming up, being decommissioned pretty soon. Probably another month I'm going to get rid of that thing. So when I feed, I have to be very careful not to get any of the, to put my pipette in the copper because I don't want to transfer that to any other tank. So we're going to put the Neptune system on feed mode. That's for the Peninsula tank behind me. So here's my Neptune system and feed cycle A. All right. So all that pump. Whenever I do that, I get there's a check valve in here, but I get a really bad water hammer, it just banging back and forth. I don't know if you can hear it, but I don't know why it does that. So, all right. So we'll give a little bit of food to this tank here. So it's just the yellow tang in here, and like I said, he's only in here for a couple more days till he goes into quarantine. So I just feed him a tiny bit, which I know that seems way more than a tiny bit, but here he comes. You know, I spent $350 on this yellow tang. You guys remember when they were like 50 bucks? Crazy. But he looked really healthy. He looked good, and my wife really wanted the yellow tang, so. Now he's hiding. He's under there, probably because he sees me with the camera. We'll let him be. We'll go feed this tank. So I'm gonna set my stand up. So I'm gonna need 2 hands. Let's fix this up a bit. All right. So that's the homemade fish food. So for these guys, I just give them a little bit and kind of tap it on the side so the food falls off. But these are some hungry fish right here, so you'll see in a second. And there we go. Some hungry fish. The clown tang loves to eat. He's a gorgeous fish. I love the clown tang. Just the colors are absolutely stunning. He gets very excited when the food comes. I gave him quite a bit and he ate pretty fast. I'm gonna have to give him some more. I know my reflection is terrible with this tank. I'm going to give them a little bit more food because they ate a lot faster than I expected them to. Let's set this back up here. All right, we'll give them a tad more food. There we go. I think I did my orientation wrong on this live. My first time going live, and I meant to do like a horizontal orientation, but it looks like it's not coming up that way. If I try to flip it, it doesn't change. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it says orientation is locked, rotate device back. So I can't switch it. All right, let's go feed the water box peninsula tank while these guys finish eating. I have a hungry tang over in this tank here. Get this set up so you guys get a good viewing angle. Actually, I might put you right there. Gotta run some carbon. This tank's a little yellow. Right, here we go. See, the tang is going crazy for the food. Loves to eat. I could feed this fish 15 times a day and it would eat every time. It'll clear all this food right out of this tank. It's hard to keep up with this fish while filming. Probably getting dizzy at home by now. Oh yeah. Let me just step back. How's that? Yeah, this is a nice tank. I have to say Waterbox makes some nice tanks. 3/4 inch thick glass. Very good quality. It's my third Waterbox tank. There's the Mandarin. Let's see if he grabs any of my food. He's gonna make a liar out of me because I said he eats my frozen food. Guaranteed. Yep. Not touching it. I swear he does eat it. Let's go check the other side. See how it looks on the other side. Don't mind the mess. Might be hard to see in the video, but he's still got quite a lot of food left in there. Clown's getting in on the action. He just went around the corner. You can't see him. Here's the Mandarin. Again. Yeah, I can't wait to get my other fish in here that are in quarantine. I'm hoping to have them in the next couple of days. So I'll have the clown tang and the 2 angelfish, or the swallowtail, and the zebra. Yeah, zebra. If you guys want to see anything specific in my fish room back here, let me know. If you are interested in any of the equipment or want to know what's going on. If you want to see my mixing station, which you can see the tank, just let me know, and happy to talk about any of that stuff you see. I know a lot of people like the mixing station and they want to do something similar, and a few people have actually said they've copied the similar setup I have. But happy to talk through anything you guys want to talk about. Where you're from, let me know in the comments. We can talk about that. What kind of tanks do you have? How many? How big? We can talk about my ugly phase in the tank, how nasty the sand and rock work looks. New tank syndrome. I think it happens to the best of us. Gonna go pop back in the fish room now. This will be nice when you're sitting here on the couch once I finish this room, being able to look at that tank, having it filled with fish and corals. And here we are. The corals are doing pretty good. Having a little issue with some of these euphyllias. I think they have some sort of like bacterial infection. So I'm trying to do that dip that you do with like amoxicillin, ciprofloxacin, and Restore from Brightwell. I'm trying to get my hands on some Cipro. I asked my vet today, we have to bring my bird to the vet, so I asked them if they had any Cipro, which they did not. But I'm hoping that helps with some of these corals. You can see some of the heads are not doing too well, where others are, like this one, are doing just fine. Got to get this tank set up next. If you guys are interested in the Sump, this is what I got going on. Red Sea Reef Mat 1200, Neptune Grow Light for the refugium. And what's nice about this tank from Waterbox is this baffle is adjustable, so I can have it here, or I can make the refugium a bit smaller and make this chamber bigger. Plenty of room in here. Then I have the ATO reservoir over there. And I added lighting, like all my tanks. I like lighting in the sump so it's easy to see, so I added lighting. And then back here I'm using the Neptune 20 coral pump. The sump is off right now because of feeding. So it'll resume in 15 minutes and then you'll see the water level in the sump drop back down. But haven't turned on my skimmer yet. I just actually put that in today. I had to clean it really good from my other tank. So I let that run in some vinegar overnight and got it looking brand spanking new. So this is a, I think the skimmer is from Coral Box. Yeah, Coral Box. It is the, I want to say D500, and it works really well. I think Coral Box is owned by Coral View, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. And then the Red Sea Reef Mat, like this thing is, if you have a saltwater aquarium, like you need this. I don't care what anyone says, you need this. Look all the gunk it pulls right out before this breaks down. Nice big roll. So this is actually my third reef mat that I have. I have two 500s for my other two tanks, which are not in use because I don't have those tanks set up yet. And then I bought the 1200, and the 1200 is really nice. The 500s are good too, and it's better for a smaller tank, but the 1200 is nice because you don't go through this roll as fast and the water level stays lower. But yeah, so that's the sump. I love sumps. I am a sump junkie when it comes to aquariums. So I'm sure I'll add more equipment. I do have an ozone generator, so I will get that online. This skimmer is ozone safe. So ozone would really help clear up some of this cloudiness. I bought the ozone generator like years ago, but I never really used it, mainly because of the health effects, and I could smell the ozone, and I know that means it's too strong. I could never get it dialed in just right. But now that I'm in this tank is in the basement, I have an exhaust fan in this room. I am much less worried about the ozone, so I will get that going back up and running. I would like to buy an ozone dryer for like the silica beads, right? Is that what they're called? Where you have to dry the ozone beads. But those are like expensive. Like I see some for like 600 or $1,000 for a dual generator, for a dual dryer. But we're gonna hold off on that for now. Historically, I would just bake the silica beads in the oven to dry them out, and that's what I'm gonna do for a while. And then if you're just joining us, this is the Bergia tank where I breed Bergia nudibranchs. And as you can see, there's eggs back there. You can see a Bergia on the left. I have a bunch of eggs that they've laid, so I'm waiting for these to hatch. These Bergias only eat Aptasia, so I grow some Aptasia to feed them. And then I like to sell these if I have them, because I know a lot of reefers in my area are looking for them, and they're pretty hard to come by, so not too many people sell these locally. We're gonna end this live here. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, give the video a like for more great content. I try to post at least 2 to 3 times a month. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram, where I post on a regular basis several times a week. So all the links for those platforms are below in the description. So I would appreciate the follow, and I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. Take care.